This is Morning Routines with the I Love Success podcast. What are your morning routines?
Morning is so sacred, and it's really fun because as a child, I told you I couldn't sleep, right? I had insomnia, and so I just wanted to sleep all day. And during my depressed years, I slept a lot. Like I really, if you didn't wake me, I could sleep till 2 p.m. And it was interesting because right around the time I started yoga, but really right before I started to dive into it, I decided, I'm like, I think I'm sleeping my life away, and I want to start getting up earlier and just live a little more. So I started repeating when I would go to bed, and I think I was 27 at this time. And at night when I was falling asleep, I would just say again and again, I'm going to wake up with lots of energy and nice and early. And I kind of just did this, these affirmations, and it actually worked really well. But it was interesting because it didn't take long for my clock to switch up. And for many years now, I love my mornings. I'm in love with the morning. And the earlier, the better. So I will go through different seasons, and I'm definitely seasonal, and I try to honor my body's seasons. But earlier, the better. It could be as early as 5 a.m. It could be 7 a.m. I don't like to go much later than that. But and it's interesting with my lifestyle now because I go to Berlin a lot. When I come back, it's really easy to get up at 5, so I really like it. But I like to make tea when I get up, and I like to go out to the beach. And I'm very fortunate to be so close to the water. So I really like to spend an hour out there. It's not always an hour, but I really like to give myself that amount of time. For many years, it was 2 hours first thing.
What do you do during those hours?
Yoga, meditation, reading. I'll read some good books that feed my soul, feed my spirit, and just be with nature, be with myself, and just check in. But for years, and so this is interesting, it was going back, you were asking me how long did this shift take? For years, I had 2 hours first thing in the morning, and that was yoga. And I would it would be yoga and meditation, and it was interesting. My practice would be half hour of movement, and then I would just spontaneously sit for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I would go into movement, and this was really beautiful. And I missed those years, and now things have just shifted. I do more meditation in the morning than asana because I'm just teaching a lot and moving my body a lot during the day. But actually recently, and this is nice, recently, just a few months ago, I started allowing my practice to start when I was still in bed, before I made my tea, before I went out to the beach, and just check in with my body, put my hand on my heart, on my belly, maybe just take some soft yin stretches while I'm still in bed, and just allow for myself to come into this reality more gently, and just to check in with my physical body too, right? I'm strong, right? And but my body is human, and it's sensitive, and it's nice to have that check-in when I wake up instead of waiting till I get on the yoga mat, But the mornings are really precious. Out by the water, I love the ocean. It's been my lifeline since I was a little girl. I've been fortunate to be by the water most of my life. So for me, it's the most sacred place I can say. I feel connected, and I feel, if I'm feeling heavy at all, especially when I was younger, right? My problems would get really small when I'm looking at a big ocean. And the horizon is very calming for me. And just listening to the birds. I like to hear the birds when I'm still in bed. That really makes me happy. And the smell of the ocean. And then I like to walk along the beach. I like to walk to the studio from my house. That's really the nicest. Sometimes I bike. Today I was on my bike. But what's interesting is when I'm in Berlin, I don't have the ocean. So then I have to adjust things. And it's different, and I'm still working it out there, and it really makes me appreciate what I have here.